Well, I think, quarterback is an unbelievably important position. It's probably the most important position in the game of football. But I also believe that one man can't do it alone. I mean, there's been Hall of Fame quarterbacks and guys who are going to go to the Hall of Fame who've been to one Super Bowl, who've won one Super Bowl. So to me, you have to build a team around it. The coaches that I look up to, that I studied growing up. You look at Bill Parcells. I mean, he was able to win several different places with different quarterbacks. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to build a team. We're trying to build an offense and a defense, and not mortgage the future for maybe like one player. I mean, you look at the history of trading up. Is it good? Is it bad? Everyone has to decide that. So we recognize that quarterback play is really important. But sometimes the narratives shift after the year. Like there were times this year where all anyone could say was, how come we're not getting any sacks, and then how come we can't get off the field on third down? Well, those were really, really, I think we played the Saints, and we were 12. The Saints were 12 of 14 on third down, and we lost 27-24. So I still want to be better on defense. I still want to be better up front on the offensive line. I still want to be better in the passing game. So this is it's a hot topic at a lot of different places, but when you go back and look at the Super Bowl winners and Super Bowl participants, a lot of different quarterbacks have taken teams to that place, which is our ultimate goal. And so it always makes me say to myself, you know what, Coach Parcells was right. One guy can't do it. You have to build a team, and you have to put resources around those quarterbacks to be successful. So, so philosophically, I recognize the importance of the position, but then you'd have Hall of Fame quarterbacks who've been there, other than take out, Tom Brady, who've been there 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. A lot of them haven't. And so that's our approach, try to build a team as best we can. And knowing that a quarterback's a big part of that, however.
Uh, your philosophy on coaching young quarterbacks, how do you help them translate their talent out on the field, and how do you communicate improvement in decision making?
I think number one, I think this is a tremendous opportunity for Sean Ryan. I think Sean's coached some quarterbacks who are young. He's also coached some older quarterbacks, and tried to get them to do some different things. So I think this is a tremendous opportunity for Sean as a quarterback coach to work hand in hand with Sam, as well as the rest of our quarterbacks, to get them to play their absolute and very best. I don't take a lot of things that happened at other places and hold them as fast and hard truths, because it's not our system. It's not the way that we do things. So I just, try to relate them as they come. And then, we're going to eliminate the gray area and set a standard for how we want things done. Hold ourselves to that. We're going to try to, with all young quarterbacks, whether it's Philip or Will or Sam or whomever, we're going to try to stretch them in OTAs. And that's one thing we didn't have last year, but try to stretch them to do things that, maybe they're not comfortable with, but to try to develop them, to have them come in and just do the things that they're good at. They'll never develop. That's why the guys who are truly playing drop back quarterback are in their mid 30s. The guys are in their 20s are running around and making a ton of plays, and I respect that. Sam will do some of that, but I think it's really important this off season into training camp that all of our young quarterbacks were really pushing and stretching to develop. Even if it's not always successful, they have to understand that there's a plan, there's a process in place to develop them in those areas. And then as we head to the season, we'll find the things that our quarterbacks are all good with, and then try to focus on those and continue to try to develop those things. So I think that those are the keys. I think having a great quarterback coach is key. I think having, guys like Robbie and DJ, and going out and getting Dan Arnold and Ian Thomas and Christian, I think those things are key, obviously. And then just having sort of a scaffold approach where when we master one thing, we keep stretching our boundaries and get better. So if we do those things, and that's really true at every position, but if we do those things at the quarterback position, we can excel the development of a quarterback as opposed to just kind of keeping them in a box.